follow on from my conversation last week about overtraining in junior athletes and the impact that can have on burnout and motivation. And I wanted to follow up a little bit more in terms of early specialisation. And absolutely get now there's a lot of pressure on kids, particularly if they've got some advantages in terms of height or speed or wherever it might be at a junior age. There's a lot of pressure now for junior athletes to get into programs, elite programs pretty quickly and make sure they are specialising in whatever sport it might be. And there's no sport that's not doing that. So I certainly appreciate this is not a conversation about particular sports, because every sport in terms of elite level junior athletes or athletes that they want to try and get into their programs or the systems, everyone's trying to get out there and do those sort of things. But I just wanted to really encourage all the parents out there to make sure they've been really conscious that elite level sport, elite level outcomes don't happen when we're 12, when we're 13, when we're 14, when we're 15, when we're 16. Those things are still developing, and I really just want to be very conscious, like the overtraining I talked about last week, early specialization, doing only one sport, 24/7, 365. I appreciate, it feels good and it looks good when our kids are pretty good at sport, but I just want to really encourage every parent out there to be super mindful about early specialization, just letting one sport dominate your kids' lives. I know a lot of kids love sport. I know a lot of kids want to do their sport that they're good at, but just want to encourage every parent out there to think about, being more of a generalist, getting, good at lots of different sport. Hand-eye coordination really helps, doing different things, balancing, muscle groups. A lot of research now around the more sports kids play, the different variety of kids or sports that kids play, the more likely there is that when they're 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, then they're going to transition into whatever sport they might find themselves in. And whether they get to elite level or not, it's not the point. But what will happen is then they'll be able to find the sport for themselves and they'll go on to do bigger and better things under their own steam. So